Total Drama.
Are you okay?
Clone High. Total Drama.
Mine's about 300.
Clone High. Total Drama.
Is this fun?
Clone High. Two shows airing in the early 2000s that are coming back in 2023. A funny similarity. But notice something else similar. The shows themselves, the art style. Well, a lot of cartoons from the 90s and early 2000s have a similar art style. Dexter's Lab, The Powerpuff Girls, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Danny Phantom, The Fairly Odd Parents, etc. You get it. It's a style inspired from the geometric and thick-lined UPA cartoons from the 50s. So you could just chalk it up to that. However, Clone High and Total Drama's visual similarity goes far beyond that, so let's look into it. Let's start with character designs. Alright, so here's Courtney from Total Drama, and here's Joan from Clone High. Their figures are remarkably similar, that's for sure. Their torsos are both angled forward, while the shapes of their waists are very comparable as well. Go with just their outlines and it really emphasizes the similarity. Let's swap out Joan for Cleopatra. There's a lot of similarity here too, but the most noticeable area is in their chests. Same exact shape. They also have a similar facial structure, but that's common for the art style in general. And of course their shoes also look very similar. So, you could say Courtney's pretty much a mix of Joan and Cleopatra design-wise, but let's look at another example. Cody and Abe Lincoln. They both got this sort of S-shaped slouchy figure. It's more noticeable when Abe is looking towards the side. So next we have the most one-to-one comparison yet. Trent and JFK. Come on, the only thing Trent is missing is the ability to do this.
On my butt shelf.
Aw, thanks, JFK.
But, other than Trent's lack in a certain area, the two character designs are incredibly similar. Flat shoulders, triangular-shaped torso, curved arms, and very rectangular, long heads. Even their hair has similarity. This all explains Trent's giant forehead, that's for sure. Also, their shoes looked a lot more similar in Trent's original camp TV design. When you compare just their figures, you can absolutely see the resemblance. You see this in other characters like Duncan, too. Going beyond the character designs, the background art styles also share a lot in common too. Clone High's style is more simple than Total Drama's, it has a paper cutout look, but you can absolutely see the resemblance in the trees, for example. So, the resemblance is evident. What's the story though? Well, Clone High premiered on Teletoon, the network that Total Drama would eventually air on as well, in 2002 going into 2003. Total Drama Island first began production right around this time too, since the earliest knowledge we have of it dates back to 2003. So, with Clone High airing in 2003 and Total Drama Island just getting started in 2003, we have a timeline that makes a lot of sense. Also, we have some confirmation. On a since-deleted blog post from one of the original character designers of TDI, Todd Kaufman, he stated that the art style of the show was to be designed to resemble Clone High. So, what's the consensus? Obviously, there's a major similarity in many different aspects. But, did Total Drama steal Clone High's art style? Well, I'm not going to tell you what to think, you decide. Nah, I think stolen's a pretty harsh description of it, but I don't think I'm wrong in saying that the thinking docs definitely inspired the doc in Total Drama Island. Anyway, fun and interesting similarities. Interesting to think about. I'll see you in another video, and maybe subscribe to the channel? Alright, goodbye.